about that. OBS decided to turn off, and thus we completely crashed. And we're taking offline. Sorry about that. Hopefully that will not happen again for the rest of the night. But the card I was talking about, for those unaware, when I was in the middle of ranting about cards I haven't played in Standard but want to, is Orator of Ojutai. I understand it takes work to make your Wall of Omens work, but... sorry, it takes a little bit of effort to get this Wall of Omens going, but it is a Wall of Omens, and I love a Wall of Omens. Also a flying Wall of Omens, blocks Mantis Rider. Something like that. So, I'm sorry that I'm addicted to drawing cards, but... Just like, even the possibility of, like, returning this card with an Ojutai's command, I'm not that sorry. Not sorry at all. Just like, you play this card on turn 2, reveal an Ojutai, maybe they kill it, later you command it back, draw a card. It's perhaps ambitious. OBS crashed, you missed it, it was very fun.
Oh, nice. What's ambitious? Orator of Ojutai?
I want to play it. I want to reveal Tremoka to it.
Could be good.
Why not? Hey, like think about it like this.
Mantis Rider.
Yes, exactly. So here's the shell. The shell right here.
Okay.
It's... You already have, like, the blue-white control shell. It's like, you know, Ojutai's command. You already have Jace. Mm-hmm. You already have Dragonlord Ojutai. You can play Dragonlord Tremoka. That card's very powerful. Yeah. And just throw the Orator in there. And then you have Scorn, Stasis Snare, Ojutai's command, Dig Through Time. And you have a mana base, which is really good. And most importantly, you get to play Lumbering Falls. And Lumbering Falls is a very, very potent threat, I think. I think that card will be great. Plus, you can, I mean, Stasis Snare, while being very good, I mean, you can also play any number of Valorous Stance. You could play some of the cheaper enchantments, like Suspension Field or Silk Wrap.
And you can also just, like, splash black.
You could also, I mean, you can splash black there as well. Oh, you also get
like, I mean, you just play two Sunken Olives in the deck.
Sure. But for what?
I don't know. Silumgar?
So Dragonlord Silumgar? Or Drifting Death?
Both.
Alright.
Realistically.
I mean, yeah, I'm always tempted to play both. You also get I mean, you get the new Wrath, Planar Outburst, as well as the new Counterspell, Scatter to the Winds.
Both of which are pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty bad with Wrath, I will note. Like,
yes.
Like, you want to be able to go, like, you only really want to awaken late, but... The only issue I see with this deck...
You play the new Wrath does not kill your awakened lands.
Can I hang out with you guys?
Yeah, Ned.
You can.
Come hang out. There's another chair.
No, I'll just stand awkwardly behind you guys.
There's a chair over there.
Go grab that chair, yeah. We'll scoot over. We'll bring in, Legacy 5K top 8 competitor, Ned K to get.
And modern O2 competitor as of tonight.
O2! We're not having a good night, are we?
No. I like to play fairies every once in a while to remind myself why I play Jones.
Just asking a lot of yourself. Fairies is just like you. I just want it to be really good.
I wish it was. It's kind of like a. I missed the time when it would have been good, but
yeah.
You know.
Thank you. All right, so our 2-0 players, we have Alex and Ken. Infect versus Elves. That'll be very interactive. Vincent versus Alan. So blue, white, red. Kiki Control versus Storm. Jake versus Martin. Jake is playing Affinity. Martin, I don't know. I think Martin has a deck with. I think Martin's playing Eggs. I saw an Emrakul in play. I think we should watch Martin versus Jake.
Martin versus Jake?
Yeah.
All right.
I can go out and get him.
Okay. I don't know who they are.
Yes.
I stood up and then I realized I didn't know who they were. You gonna play tomorrow, Kingsley?
I am.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll be playing Storm.
Nice. How did you feel about it when you played Storm at IQ, right?
I did. I last minute audibled
Away
from
from
Dredge to Storm. Which,
Fruitful?
2-3 drop. My
But,
losses...
I mean, I feel like that deck's a lot about, like, practice. So it's just, like, good practice against, like, an open field.
Yeah.
To be valuable, you know? That deck is so good. It's so
I don't
powerful.
think that playing Storm was wrong, but I do wish that I'd played Dredge.
Sure. Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like you just have, like, so many more hours of practice with Dredge.
Yes.
Because you played it for so long. So if you were like the spiky thing to do, right, is to play Dredge. But on the other hand, like if you're trying to get good at Storm, like you gotta practice. So
Yeah, I think Storm is definitely the better deck. There's no question about that. But I don't know.
In what format?
We're talking about Legacy.
All right.
I was just asking him how.
Storm versus Dredge?
Yeah. Well, I was asking him also if he's going to play
I ended
tomorrow.
up. Yeah.
Should you have played Dredge in the
I
tournament?
wish that I had played Dredge.
What did you play against?
I played. So round 1, I played against 12 Cloud Post.
Okay. Would have crushed him with Dredge? Maybe.
Uh,
Glacial Chasm's impossible to beat, right?
So he also has like crop rotation for Bog.
Never mind.
So,
We got
like-
destroyed. I think Glacial Chasm's even harder to beat than Bog.
Yes.
But I think
Yes.
I guess the card is crop rotation that you're just never
Yeah.
beating.
Yeah.
He had 4 main deck Fluster Storm. In case you're wondering how his Storm matchup
Yes.
Oh.
So
He has no forces though, right?
he had no forces.
Yeah, it's just Fluster Storm.
Yeah, because I mean that matchup is atrocious for him anyway.
Yeah,
Like any spell-based combo deck, and like Fluster Storm's really good against the 2 main ones, which
Yeah.
would be
Omnitel.
Omnitel and Storm. And like as long as you have the mana open and he's 12 posts, you know.
Yeah, it's also the card you most want to leave up, like when you're like trying to force through your stuff because it's just like so cheap and it usually counters whatever you need to counter. Like it'll almost always counter Force of Will effectively.
Yeah.
It's really hard to beat that card if
Yeah.
you cast anything of substance.
Yeah. But so you got crushed by that.
I got crushed. He also had Trinispheres after board.
Oh.
I got crushed. 2-0s.
Yeah.
And then round 2, I played against like Bug, Glacier Pod, basically. Played by someone other than Glacier.
Which is a good matchup.
Yeah, which is a good matchup. Game 1, I ad nauseum from 16 and didn't get there. Lost.
Oh, I hate
So-
ad nauseum.
Killed him game 2, and then game 3, I had like cantripped into a like double Infernal Tutor hand that would kill him next turn, and he ripped Meddling Mage, naming Infernal Tutor,
Wow.
and I couldn't get out of it.
Oh, he's playing white in his deck. Interesting.
Presumably just sideboard Meddling Mage.
So Martin's on eggs.
So I started off 2-0, or 0-2, and then I don't know.
It's rough.
I played against 2 Omnitel decks, went 1-1, and beat Death and Taxes.
All right.
And then dropped at 2 and 3.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
All right, both these players are 2-0 right now. Martin is one of the few people who refuses to believe that Eggs was banned out.
I lost to Martin playing eggs.
He just the deck is like still very like if you don't have a good way to disrupt him, he'll just kill you.
I was on Jund. I went turn 2, Charmagoyf pass, and then it was Martin's turn. And like the seasons changed outside the window. Days flew off the calendar. It was an IQ, so I couldn't even like read a book on my Kindle while his turn was going
You're
on.
just sitting there
'Cause I was
leaning
firmly F6. Like because Martin's playing correctly, which is like he announces his triggers and tells me what he's doing. And I'm at this point, I'm like, you could basically just play solitaire. Like I'm F6.
Yeah,
like, I tapped out to play a Goyf on the draw. Like I'm dead. Right? Like,
Do whatever you need to do.
yeah, like I'm like maybe this deck fails at some point, but no, it doesn't.
It looks like he's got Prophetic Prism and he's got Prism and Star. Jake has just gone turn 2 Overseer, so he's not going pretty quickly. Martin doesn't even need to do anything this turn. He could just play this second Star and pass and just do it next turn. He has he has Reshape, so he can turn the Star into a Lotus Bloom pretty quickly. And I think he has Open the Vaults. I think he's just deciding if he can go off this turn for sure.
Yeah, he has open. He also, face reward mainly, right? But then he also
Yes.
has
Couple Open the Vaults.
Yeah,
I think it's usually like 2 because it's so expensive.
yeah, it's like 6 mana.
Yep.
Yep.
And you don't even get back your lands.
Yeah,
You
no.
only get back artifacts and enchantments. Like Faith's Reward is way better, so you can't like do the Ghost Quarter shenanigans.
Yeah.
So here's a star and a pass. Jake does have a. Jake has drawn a couple 2-drops that are certainly going to increase the clock. He's got 2 Platings, a second Overseer, and a Ravager. So I think we're going to see maybe Ravager into Plating here.
Does Affinity have any way to interact with this combo, or is this strictly
No.
ships passing in the night
It's
magic?
Oh,
Cranial
yeah.
Plating's the best card.
Yep, Cranial
Yeah,
Plating is the
quick as
fastest
possible.
card for
Just
sure.
Yeah.
race him.
Yep. All right, so here's an activation of the Overseer. And Martin, of course, gained 4 life off of his off of his Radiant Fountains, so he's only going to take 1. 23. I wouldn't be surprised if this is still a 2-turn clock for Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jake has double Overseer and 2 Platings in his hand.
Yeah. I mean, this would get the job done against a ton of decks.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly not Martin's, depending on Martin's draw. Because I do remember Martin going off with that when I wasn't able to do anything to him. I remember him going off, on pretty early turns.
Yeah.
Maybe just felt early.
The deck can definitely go off on turn 3.
Uh-huh.
It's just much less likely to go off on turn 3 because you don't have, 8 Fates rewards anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Having only the 4 Fates rewards and the couple Open the Vaults, which are just so much worse than Second Sunrise, makes the deck far less consistent. That deck used to be an easy turn 3 deck, and randomly turn 2.
That was very good.
The deck was a lot better than I think people really understood at the time.
Yeah, I think that the... was it banned because of power level, or was it banned because both power level and, long turns that were completely unknown?
Oh, I think it was. It was
both.
a miserable deck for people to play against in tournaments. I think that was a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that I think power level to me came into it. Like, you could play a bunch of Stony Silences, and that would be really good. But you also need to play counter spells to protect it.
Yep.
Because they could just go end step, Echoing Truth, kill you. They'll still just play all their artifacts.
Yeah.
And then once they finally find the Echoing Truth, you're dead. Because all their artifacts, most of their artifacts can still cantrip on the battlefield, like not Conjurer's Bubble, Elsewhere Flask and stuff like that.
Huh.
Ichor Wellspring if they're playing it. Ichor Wellspring only really shows up in the Krark Clan Ironworks version, which I believe Martin is playing the Krark Clan Ironworks because he has an Emrakul in his deck.
Yeah.
Are you pretty much priced into playing Ironworks at this point?
I think I've seen him play a version with Pure Steel Paladin. I'm not sure if that's the same deck.
No, that's
Different.
a different deck. It's like a Cheerios deck. Like, he plays Pure Steel Paladin and then just plays every 0-drop equipment and tries to draw his deck.
Uh-huh.
And what's the kill? Grape Shot?
Grape Shot.
Yeah, it's just a Cheerios deck, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
We also played Mentors in that deck.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay, so so Martin right now, he's turning one of his colorless mana into blue, making a green mana off of the star. What does he have? He has Reshape for 1? Or is he just reshape for... He just reshapes for 0, yeah, because he goes to get a 0-drop.
Mm-hmm.
He drew Faith's Reward, so he's going to be able to crack this for white and get everything back, and I'm going to feel that Jake is close to dead here.
Yeah, this is looking pretty great for Martin.
Yeah. I don't know if he's able to cast any... I don't think he can cast anything before he Faith's Rewards here.
Yeah. I mean, Jake does have a very, very fast clock, but I just don't know if it's going to be fast enough now that the Lotus has arrived.
Yep. And Faith's Reward.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if Jake's going to see another turn.
It's very possible he doesn't.
Yeah.
Jake going to take a look at this. So Faith's Reward, it brings back any permanents that have gone to the battlefield on your side this turn. So that includes lands and stuff like that. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, we're back on X, guys. I don't know if anyone was there, if anyone watched the Grand Prix that Nathan Holiday won, but it was excruciating. or the Pro Tour.
Yeah, or the
that,
Pro Tour.
that Stanislav Sivka won. People just forgot that Eggs was a good deck. Martin's just gonna pass. He's just gonna wait till next turn.
I mean, he can kind of afford to. I mean,
Yeah.
double cranial plating is really terrifying.
I mean, he only has 3 mana this turn. I think he wants if he had a Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, and he could go off with Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, I think it would be much more likely. But he has so many 2-drops in his hand. Like that's the problem when you're playing all these Prophetic Prisms. All right, so Jake gonna pay 2 life to play Vault Scourge. I think we're gonna see.
Maybe if we can get him low enough, he can get to the point where Emrakul, has enough permanents to sacrifice to Emrakul, and then just kill him on the crackback.
That's possible. I think if Jake had an Inkmoth Nexus, it might be close to lethal this turn.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Alright, so we're going to see a lot of counters come down here. This is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
1, 2,
So
3,
he has
4,
8
5.
artifacts?
Alright, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is a 15-point swing. Jesus. Yeah, so activate the Steel Overseers. Everything gets 2 counters. Oh, I think he missed a counter on the Ravager. I think it actually is supposed to be at 4.
Yes.
I don't want to go out there and tell him. This is not our job.
Okay.
There we go. All right, good, good. Thank God.
Best for everyone.
David, there are 4 rounds tonight. All right, so we see an attack for... So we said there are 8 artifacts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, 11, 15 damage. I think this is lethal next turn.
If my ability to count
Yes.
is not forsaken me, then yes. So, I mean, it's up to Martin if he can try and go off this turn and get the job done.
I don't know if he's going to be able to without Krark Clan Ironworks. Like, the downs... These Wellsprings just don't do very much without Ironworks in play.
Yeah, they just can't... They don't... They're supposed to make mana and cantrip, not...
Just one or the other. Yeah. Or just cantrip.
Just cantrip for 2 mana, I think.
Alright, so he's hit a land off that first activation. He's going to crack the other star, make a second blue. I think he's just looking for another reshape at this point. If he can find his second Lotus Bloom, he's going to be in good shape. He found an Ancient Stirrings. I bet he can shift one of these blues into a... I don't even know if you want to do that. I think you want to shift a white. Since you have the bloom, you probably want to shift the white into a green and then Stirrings for... I don't even know what you Stirrings for. You want reshape. That's the card you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, finding like bloom off, it doesn't do anything.
No, finding a bloom is terrible. Finding a star is like just -1 mana. I think he is going to cast it though. Maybe he's just looking for Ironworks. Oh yeah, there's Ironworks.
There's showing up Ironworks.
And Ghost Quarter. KCI.
All right.
Too bad he can't take both of them, right?
No,
Right.
this is gonna let him cast the Ironworks.
Okay.
All right, so maybe this will be enough. Let's see. 2 white. Sack. Oh yeah, this I think he's gonna
open the vaults.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So here's open the vaults.
All
I think this is
That
gonna be
should
good enough.
Most likely.
Ironworks. He has a second open the vaults in his hand, and like multiple Terrarians and Terrarians and Ichor Wellsprings. I want to double check what Terrarian says. Terrarian's a nice one. 1 mana comes into play tapped. When it's put into a gear from play, draw a card. Oh my god, what is going on here? CPT, I don't know. I don't know if you've if you can pass the if you've passed the mod test. I'll delete any messages you guys see. CPT, you're probably mod worthy. Did you go crazy the other night? I don't remember. Someone went crazy in the chat last night, and it was impossible to keep track of.
What do you mean went crazy?
I don't know. It was just a mess.
Like double open the vaults crazy?
Nothing's as crazy as double over the vaults. All right, sack, make 2, draw. Oh, there's a reshape. Wellspring. Draw a card.
Hey, remember when we were talking about how Wellspring was good with Ironworks?
It's pretty good now on
Good
Thoughtcast. Man, I'm just excited to see how Martin kills him at this point.
That was actually the kind of the thing that bummed me out because I sat there and watched
That's
like
how.
Blue Sun's in it.
That's definitely going to be
Blue
good
Sun's
enough.
in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I was hoping for a cooler kill because it was like Dirtle, and then Emrakul. I'm like, that's it, all that for an Emrakul. You got me. But I was hoping for something more esoteric, you know, like maybe like Brain Freeze.
Oh, if only Brain Freeze were legal.
Damn, CPT. That's some commitment right there. that is some firm commitment.
What happened?
He said that he has been watching the stream for over the year, and his ex-girlfriend broke up with him because he would watch the stream with Greg and Mark. And I got that's got to be pretty close to mod worthy.
Oh yeah,
man. You might have earned your badge.
Jake's doing the check of the sideboard.
Yeah, we're already looking ahead here. He's got stubborn denials in here.
Oh, he's got the Aether.
Oh
Rights.
man, I'm pretty sure
Relic?
he's got Ancient Grudges. He's got Cage, which does not do
Cage.
anything.
He's reading Cage and going on, doesn't do nothing.
I do enjoy the read Cage, see if it's good enough, put back in sideboard. He does have Relic. Relic is good. Unfortunately, he can't play Stony Silence in his sideboard, and that's the best card you can have. I think we're firmly in Martin doing whatever he wants now.
If Jake had Stony Silences in his board,
He's just like be tempted to bring him in.
Bring him in.
Beat down. Mediocre
just-
beats. Just like make a giant idiot with
dude.
your Ravager.
2 mana 1/1. Get in there.
Have a good time.
Let's go, Vault Scourge.
Yeah, I mean, Martin is certainly going to kill Jake this turn. It's just how he wants to do it. I wonder if Jake is just asking him, how am I going to die? Just, like, show me a way to kill me. Sack Prism. Sack Terrarian. Draw a card.
He still has not used the second Open the Vaults, correct?
Nope.
Okay.
Play Terrarian. Terrarian is plus a mana and draw a card, which is pretty nice.
Yep. That's great.
He's got another KCI in his hand. Sorry, Kruk Clan Ironworks. There we go. Down to another one.
I didn't know it was such a commonly played card that you guys had an acronym for it.
Oh, it's had an acronym for a while.
Yeah. We're all very familiar with KCI.
Man, I don't play this format.
Whatever format Martin is playing, that's not the format you've played before.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't know what format. This is like, this is modern-ish. I'm not sure what format this is.
Vaguely modern-ish. He's got a lot of cards in hand. I don't know how many of them are relevant. I think he's just deciding, do I open the vaults now? Do I need to? Can I wait? What's the big deal?
I mean, the world is his oyster at this point.
He's having a good time, and no one can tell him what to do. He's got two open the vaults.
Yeah, it's his party, man. He'll cry if he wants to.
Oh, yeah.
But probably not.
David, the mod test is, do I decide if you can be a mod? I think that's sort of been the test recently. I haven't... We've modded like one person ever. It was just Cook. But we didn't think there was going to... For a while, we just never really needed mods. Hasn't been too big of a deal. So, we'll see. If we need to add mods, we'll add mods. All right, Martin, what do you got for us? Kill Jake. Put him out of his misery. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like Jake and Alan switch decks.
It's very possible.
Because Jake usually plays Storm, and Alan's
Actually, yeah, I saw Alan on Storm. I wonder if they just, like, hot swap before the match.
Might have. I think that's what happened.
It probably happened.
And do we have the Open the Vaults? Hey, Open the Vaults. Open the Vaults, by the way, is a symmetric effect. So Jake doing his due diligence and sacking all of his things to Ravager and getting them back and making as big of a Vault Scourge as possible. Oh, all 4 KCIs.
Welcome back, KCI. We missed you.
Terrarian, Prism Trigger, Ichor Wellspring Trigger, Terrarian, 2 more Wellspring Triggers, Star. Oh, that's it. So 4 draw triggers on the stack for Martin. All Martin needs to do is just not sack these every time to not deck himself.
Pretty much. I mean, he just has to draw some way to kill Jake at this point.
Let's see, it's
Well,
2, 4,
He
besides-
6,
just drew
8.
2 face rewards, so he definitely has enough mana to just Blue Suns.
I mean, besides Jake just keeling over and dying from boredom.
Oh, yeah, which is like not outside the realm of possibility. Let's see, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So it's 30 mana. Could be more. It just depends how Martin is feeling. Do I want to cast both these Faith's Reward? Do I just want to cast one?
Yeah. How much do I want this Blue Sun Zenith to be for?
I feel like you don't even need to draw cards here. I don't know how many cards are left in Martin's deck.
Yeah.
You have enough, like, this is enough to where you can just, like, you don't need to draw any more cards. You can just
No.
do all this with those triggers on the stack.
Yeah.
Blue Sun Zenith them.
I think we're just going through the formality, going through the motions here, really, for Martin.
That being said, I've also played Jake as well, and I've also definitely F6 while Jake killed me.
Oh, with Storm?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I'm on
agree.
Jun. Like, I was like, I played some discard spells, I hope this is good enough, and it wasn't.
I'm
And I
tapped.
died.
I'm tapped out. You got me. We're done here.
I just had to sit there and be like, maybe the 4 grape shots are on the bottom of his deck.
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's pretty funny that like the only thing that Martin could possibly do here is deck himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the out, right? Like if you're Jake, it's just like, all right, accidentally deck yourself.
Was Martin on the draw or the play this game?
Martin was on the play.
Okay, so this is turn
3.
3?
Turn 4.
Turn 4 on
right?
the play.
Turn 4?
Turn 4 on.
Okay, well, modern goal achieved. This is a turn 4 kill.
Yeah, this is what they wanted
So
with the format.
this is modded as they drew it up, right?
Yes. At this point, I think we're going to see Martin do the old, like, let them all come back, have a bunch of draw triggers in the stack, sack them, put more and more triggers in the stack as he makes mana, and then just bang, Blue Sun Zenith.
Blue Sun Zenith, you.
Blue
For
Sun
like,
Zenith.
for like 70 or something.
I think it's about 1 million.
Yeah,
like
just about.
arbitrarily. He's on like look at how many different dice he has.
Yeah.
Like that's all I gotta say here. Like he's got a lot.
He's using 12-siders, too. You didn't bring 20s?
Oh, CBT, you're a mod for South Florida.
think that passes the mod test.
Yeah, that's probably a mod test. If someone else trusts you to be a mod, that's basically all all I really need here.
So your references are good.
Yeah, I need strong references.
Can we call South Florida Magic? see how you doing?
Hey guys, can we get a mod thing here? Already, I got a really bad call. All right, you're in. Congratulations, you've been modded. Welcome to the most powerful place in the multiverse. All right.
Wow, I don't feel like this is the most powerful place in the multiverse.
You'd be wrong. You don't know what it's like to be a mod. Let's see if Martin's got anything going here. Let's see if Martin has decided to kill Jake yet.
So why do we put these guys on camera?
Because I'm really enjoying myself personally.
This explains so much.
Yeah, when you're needed, CPT, we'll definitely have you here to make this easier for us.
We don't know when it will be,
but it'll be on the way. I don't know. All right,
really important.
Sack all my Terrarions, put a bunch of draw triggers in the stack, or just draw 3 cards, whatever.
See, this is just
Yellow.
You know how much time it takes to draw 3 cards? You can just not do that.
Is this why you play? Is this why you play red decks? Is
Yes.
this just too much work to draw all these extra cards?
It's too much work. So I've been I proxy the divining tops that I don't have in that Doomsday deck, and I've been goldfishing a little bit, playing a few games.
And
I'm just since it's divining top, I won't play this card.
I think that's how Ned feels about that card too.
Yeah,
I actually have the thing down where I watched the guys who play Miracles do it because I wanted to play top for a little while, and so I got the thing down where you pick up the 3 cards at once.
Oh yeah, once you're quick
it's
with three that, put them back. Tap a right hand tap a land, left hand or whatever how you do it.
Yeah.
Just the 2-hand motion of one hand does a land, the other hand grabs the top 3. You get good at it.
Yeah, I watched Nick Hess do that a bunch.
Also the old
and I was like,
just
okay.
don't untap your top land in your upkeep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just leave it there, top by upkeep.
Untap, leave this one tapped.
Yeah. I just watched Shoniger and Hess do that to each other for X amount of turns while they were playing each other in Jersey, where it's just the 2 guys just doing it over and over again.
Back it over.
But I actually don't dislike top. I just can't think of any deck I'd want to play that plays it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the only deck I really have played top in has been Storm.
Yep. That's why I have one.
Haven't really loved playing.
Have you ever played Miracles or anything like that before?
I've tried it. It's just not very enjoyable for me.
I don't
It's okay. I think Martin's just gonna. Yeah, Martin's just make you draw your deck.
Show him the blue Sunzine. Tell him what's up.
Yeah, I mean it's done.
Here's Martin's explaining to Jake how dead he was. Dude, you were so dead.
I think Martin was explaining what he was playing around.
Gotcha.
That's the only explanation I can imagine there in this spot because Martin definitely took a solid 6 minutes to kill him there. I'd say.
I was gonna say at least
Longer.
when
I think he was explaining why he spent so much time drawing unnecessary cards.
I was gonna say, at least in Legacy, when I'm dead, the opponent has the decency to kill me quickly. It's like Jason Wong does a Doomsday pile, and it's over. The game's over.
The Storm player just shows you at Past in Flames.
Yeah,
Past in Flames, I'm dead.
You're here's the tendrils. It's in my deck.
Yep.
I didn't board it out.
Yeah,
I actually prefer when my opponents. I've yet to board out the tendrils just because. I'd say 50% of the people I play against, more than 50%, are just all right, just show it to me.
Yeah.
Just show me the stupid tendrils.
And if you don't, then you just feel the worst.
Yeah. Just because that one time where I do, they're going to be ready for it.
The Open, I got turn 1 by Storm.
Oh boy.
It was great. It was really, really good.
It wasn't Caleb Shearer, was it?
No.
Okay.
I deserved it though because
you deserved it.
I had won. No. I deserved that to happen to me.
Okay, why?
Because the first game I beat him when he probed me. I was presenting lethal next turn. He probes me to see if he can go off, and I turn my hand over, and it's Abrupt Decay, Disfigure, True Nemesis. And the only interaction I have is one onboard Deathrite Shaman with black mana active.
All right.
And he goes off. Basically, and he's forced you off because I have lethal next turn, so it's not exactly ideal for him, but he tries to go off, and he gets to the point where he casts a Past in Flames. I look at his graveyard, he has 2 tutors, so I can't stop that, but he only has 2 Dark Rituals, so I eat one of his Dark Rituals in response to the Past in Flames, and then I F6, basically, and he goes to get the tendrils to kill me, finally, after he goes off all the way, and he's 1 mana short.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like,
But he turned one to you in a
And then,
in the next
no,
game.
no, the next game he just like we go to board and we board, and then like he attacks and pros me. I turn my hand over and he's like daze and like a spell pierce, but no force.
But no, he's like, I'll kill you.
He just kills me. And I was like, deserve it.
Yeah. It's like, all right, even this out.
This goes in balance. Let's play game 3.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, we're back on even footing now, and now I get to be in the play. We'll be good.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite things to do is look at your hand and be like, just the force of will check. You're just like, force you, and they flip their hand over, and you're like, okay.
Well, you're super dead.
Let me assess, and you're dead.
Yeah. And he went off, and he goes tutor, and I'm like, yeah, show me the tendrils. Shows me the tendrils. I'm like, all right, game 3.
I do. I actually put back Storm together because I just miss playing that deck so much.
Deck's very sweet. I actually,
it's great.
I think I told you last time. I actually considered trying to learn how to play it, but it's just so different from everything I've ever played before.
It is. It's a very, very different and weird deck to get used to.
Yeah, I mean, like, the entire point of Storm is it's just a machine designed to get you dead.
Yeah.
And, like, well, my deck is sort of similar. Like, mine's a fair deck. It has different pieces of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jake gets to be on the play this time.
All right, we got Blink Moth into Mox Opal into Pass. Chromatic Star, equally powerful play. Off an island.
Perhaps more powerful.
So Jake has Ancient Grudge.
I wouldn't play that right now.
Yeah.
Ancient Grudge is not great. I mean, it's okay. Thoughtseize is pretty good.
I actually think Thoughtseize in this matchup is better than Ancient Grudge.
I agree. I don't think you need a Thoughtseize this turn. Yeah. Jake, forgetting that is not a Ravager. I'm going to play a turn 2 Steel Overseer. This could be pretty good with the Blink Moths, but it also is very possible to be too slow.
Yeah, it's not the fastest hand I've seen. Of course, it all changes, like, if he has cranial plating, just like it always does.
It looks like he does not. He just has an Arcbound Ravager, a Thoughtseize, a Signal Pest, and a Drum. So here's Drum. This is going to turn on the Mox Opal and also let him use the Ravager for mana. I think he's just also going to play Signal Pest this turn.
Sure. Makes sense.
Do you Thoughtseize? You probably don't.
I don't think you Thoughtseize. I think you Thoughtseize on turn 4.
Yeah, the thing you care about
turn.
is a 4-drop, right? It's Fate's Reward.
Fate's Reward, and also, I mean, like, if he has... I mean, Reshape is pretty scary.
That's true, yeah, because Reshape lets him ramp out that Fate's Reward, basically.
But I just don't think he can kill you right now. He does have Reshape, and he has Clark Clan Ironworks. Yeah.
Okay.
Thoughtseize, we have Reshape, Clark Clan Ironworks, Fate's Reward, Radiant Fountain, and Ancient Strings.
I guess you take the Fate's Reward.
I think you just take Fate's Reward. Like, he's going to have mana. He's got the Ironworks. He's got the Reshape. Like,
yeah, he's going to get his Reshape for 0, just like he did last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the card you really... I mean, you care about the Bloom because it lets him ramp out the Fate's Reward.
Exactly.
So you might as well just take the Fate's Reward.
And Martin doesn't even really want to cast the Reshape until the turn he's going off.
Yeah.
Or a turn in which he can also cast a Fate's Reward effect. So I think the Thoughtseize is definitely going to be good there. I'm not like 100% positive he could have waited, but I don't think it's crazy. Ooh, that's a nice sideboard
I
card.
think it's reasonable that he could have waited.
I think he's going to have to cycle his stars to cast it. Radiant Fountain. So I've been building decks for the last week under the impression that Radiant Fountain is not rotating out of standard.
It's but it's M15.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Phil.
I just forgot. I love that card. It's great. Let's see what Martin can
This
do.
time you're never going to get back, my friend.
I don't think Martin has too many good plays here, honestly. Is he just going to reshape here? This is, by the way, how Grudge can be good. Like if
yeah,
you just
if he just reshapes for Lotus Bloom.
Yep. If he just if he just gets Bloom here and passes, I mean, he could just play Clark Clan Ironworks, but he's not getting any value. Stirrings doesn't get anything. He could just Wrath of God here, but I think it's not exciting.
It's really not exciting.
Yeah. We'll see. Oh, he has Tremarian. All right, it's just a pass. I think we're going to see Jake definitely... the first thing we're going to see Jake do is barely remember his Steel Overseer. I was going to say his Mrs. Steel Overseer. But...
Close one.
I think he's going to need to... I think you just immediately grudge that...
just get
that star. That Bloom. Having it in the graveyard where it's... he can't Fates Reward it back is pretty great. It can still get back from Open the Vaults, which is the difference between this deck and Old Eggs, but the fact that it's just going to die right now immediately is going to be pretty great for Jake. Limiting the mana is also a relevant play. All right. Signal Pest. What's he doing here? What's happening?
So he will be activating his Steel Overseer here in a minute. There we go.
He's missing out. Is he holding up Grudge Flashback?
I believe yes.
Yeah, technically, because you can use Springleaf Drum and Signal
Okay.
Pest.
I don't think that's necessary. I don't think holding up removal for artifacts is relevant on Martin's turn, because
Yeah.
if it's on Martin's turn, like he's just everything makes mana, so there's not going to be much to respond to, and he's just going to be getting all of it back.
Right.
So I think the Grudge is only actually relevant on Jake's turn. I would have rather attacked with the Blink Moth
Right, sure.
that turn, because he could have used that instead of animating Blink Moth with himself. He could be attacking with it. Hard to say. Martin doing some math here. I think this is the phase of the game where Martin decides if he's just dead or not, and if he needs to cast this Wrath. I think if he doesn't have the land, could Stirrings into the land. All right, so we see a star getting cracked. Oh, he found the plains. If he can Terrarion, I think he just made white. Yeah, Supreme Verdict. That is a pretty big beating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, can you still sack the Overseer? I mean, I'm sorry, the Ravager for counters?
But where will the counters go?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't put them on the land.
Because then it'll die to the Wrath.
Yeah,
If only it was a planar outburst.
if only.
I don't think anyone's played that one in Modern just yet. Alright. Animate a couple of Nexus. Attack for 3. Put Martin to 14. But now look at how much slower this clock is. Like, now Martin has like infinite time to sit around and do nothing. And another Wrath.
Another Wrath.
Which
Cool.
isn't even actually good here. Clark Clan Ironworks. Say go.
Yeah.
Martin doesn't need to do anything now. Like, he's taking 3 a turn. Like, a plating will make him have to change his mind.
Yeah, I'll just pull the trigger on the Wrath. though.
Yeah. I like this Grudge, too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just get that out of there right now. Martin's just looking for an Open the Vaults at this point. Open the Vaults, Reshape is also fine, but he just needs a Faith's Reward type effect. Another Grudge. No good targets right now.
Unless he wants to gun down the Terrarium, which I don't think accomplishes anything.
Not very powerful. Here's an attack for 3. Martin draws. Finds a Ghost Quarter. That's actually pretty good. I mean, you can just kill Jake's thing. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to do his own thing.
Oh yeah. You just killed it 2/2. He already has the island.
And here's a Prophetic Prism to cycle. There's a Lotus Bloom he can suspend. And a pass. Yeah, I mean, if you need to slow down that clock, feel free to off that Nexus. There's a third Nexus there for Jake, which are, going to be helpful to pump one another. That's about it. We'll see what Jake decides to do this turn. I'd imagine we're just going to see a firing up of a couple of these Nexus and then a pump. Again, I don't think you need to hold up Grudge on your turn. It seems overly cautious to me. Martin's hand is pretty terrible here, though.
Yeah, it's very, well, it doesn't do anything.
It just doesn't do anything. He's got Ancient Stirrings, which can find, I guess, another Ironworks is what he's looking for at this point. Like, but
yeah, I suppose. But I mean, the cards he really wants to hit are
He
colored.
needs to find.
unfortunately.
Yeah, he needs to find like multiple cards.
all right.
Fire up that Ghost Quarter.
Or
Does Jake have another basic in his deck?
I'd be surprised. I think that's what he's checking for.
Usually
Yeah.
one iron.
Yeah.
A quick shuffle through.
yeah, nobody slipped another island into my deck.
I don't know if any good dark playmats are these not available on the website.
I'm not sure.
These might not be available on the website. These are great playmats.
We should let Jameson know he's missing out on some extra
Actually, would be
cash.
interested in buying one of those planets.
Yeah, they're sweet.
They're really sweet.
All right, so Ancient Stirrings. What do we see? A bunch of cards we wish we could draw. There's a Clark Clan Ironworks. Yep, that's getting revealed. I wonder if Martin even... Well, Martin doesn't have the mana to cast it, so... It's pretty reasonable he doesn't here. Reshape. Again, these cards are fine.
Like Martin has mana. He's